What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day, and before I get into today's video, we have a lot of entries for you guys for the NFL and for college football coming up this weekend, but we have a giveaway to do. So I was talking about this all week. A signed Christian Gonzalez jersey is going to one of you guys right now. I have all of you guys' names in, and it's actually, there's a lot of duplicates because, again, if you commented multiple times on this week's video, maybe you commented 7 times on 7 videos, then you got 7 or 8 entries into this giveaway. All right, so before I spin the wheel, guys, I just want to say, man, I am super appreciative of every single one of you guys that tunes in to watch these videos every single day, or maybe you tune in, whenever you do during the week, and it just fills me up with so much joy. My main goal, as always, is to give you guys as much value as possible, help you guys win entries, help you guys beat PrizePicks, whether that's with strategy, whether that's with actual entries hitting, whether that's with maybe getting a discount code or discounts to my VIP, discounts to different apps that you guys can make money on with those different apps and stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's really it. I just appreciate you guys so much for tuning into these videos. You guys truly make me just so happy. Get up in the morning every day and find plays for you guys and try to beat PrizePicks long term. So let's continue doing that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and spin this wheel right here and see who's going to win this signed Christian Gonzalez jersey. All right, so it is Murph0611. I feel like I recognize that name. I feel like you comment quite a lot, so congratulations. Murph, go ahead and text me. My number is going to be everywhere. It'll be on the screen. It'll be down below. Maybe you've texted me before. Go ahead and text me again and just send me some sort of like proof or something that you're the one who commented, and I will go ahead and get that signed jersey to you right away. So again, congratulations. I will do more signed jersey giveaways in the future. So again, if you guys could blow up this video, let's try to get to 100 likes. I don't know. Let's try to do it. Maybe we can have a big video today, have a lot of plays hit for us and stuff like that. And if we get to 100 likes, man, I'll do a big giveaway, some big signed jersey giveaway. And also go ahead and comment down below what player do you want to see the next signed jersey giveaway for. Okay, so let's get into the plays. And real quick, just quick recap. This week, it's been a little bit more of a scrappy week than the past 2 weeks. And if you guys don't know, we've absolutely crushed the past 2 weeks. We went up around, like, I don't know, somewhere between 85 to 100 units in the past 2 weeks. I mean, it kind of, you kind of got to like track everything like that. And this was Sunday of last week. This was Saturday of last week. This was Friday of last week. This was Thursday of last week. And then this was like 2 weekends ago now, where we went up 40 units on this weekend. All right. And you guys see everything on the board, all of these caches that we absolutely hit. So let's try to do this again. If you guys don't know what I do on the VIP and right here on this channel, actually, is I do correlated entries together, okay? So you'll see here's like a random college football game, right? It doesn't really matter who's playing, but I took 2 overs together, right? So this was last Thursday, actually, and I took 2 overs together. So this guy throws for like 240 yards in the first half, and this guy gets 150 yards in that first half right there, because these guys go way over together. Here's actually an entry that I sent out right here on this channel last Thursday night. It was DK Metcalf over, and it was Aaron Rodgers over, and these guys go over together in the same game because they are very correlated together. So hopefully that makes sense. If a quarterback gets a lot of yards, the receiver's going to get a lot of yards, and vice versa. If they don't get many yards, then the receiver's not going to get a lot of yards. So here's actually a play that we hit with the Justin Jefferson discount for 5x. This was the Taco Tuesday for JJ, and we took Drones under, and we took Donovan Green under right here, okay, guys? So again, Drones only threw for 51 yards in that first half, and Green threw for Green caught the ball 0 times, so he got 0 receiving yards in this first half here. So this was a really, really good entry that we did take the correlated duos for. You guys will see that we actually cashed one of these just the other day. This was on Thursday Night Football this week. Carson Wentz under, TJ Hawkinson under, that hits, and then we did pair it up with a League of Legends entry. This was actually the entry of the day today, so like earlier in the day, or I guess you could say Friday morning, this was the entry here for Boise State, and these guys end up going under together, so that's going to happen sometimes. It's actually been funny because this whole week, we've literally had like a miss where the correlation goes opposite, and then we've had a hit, and then we've had a miss where the correlation goes opposite, and then we've had a hit. So it's literally been like every other day we've had a hit, and then even the days we miss, the correlation does end up going together, which is exactly what we want to see. And again, these hits are like 5x hits, so they're big wins when they do win, right? So the wins far exceed the losses. And you'll see here just quickly with this Boise State game, guys, again, if this guy, let's just say this guy hit like 30% of his line, which would be like right here, then Chris Marshall would probably get 30% of his line. If he hit way over his line, then Chris Marshall would probably go way over his line too, because that's the number one receiver. And again, we can all agree maybe Maddox Madsen got like, I don't know, 85% of his line right here. And he does end up getting just below 100 yards. So that's around like 80% of his line. And you'll see Chris Marshall is legitimately exactly on that line too, right? So if you think about it, like two glasses just slowly raising, like two glasses of water, just slowly raising up, they're on the exact same level, right? I always think about it like like a rising tide raises all boats or something like that. That is exactly how correlation is. And that is why we are so profitable over the long term, right, guys? So there's a lot to go over. We do have a ton of setups, which is great to see in this weekend. If I could get this one off the screen, that would be great. But we do have like a lot of setups, right? We have all these setups going into this weekend, which is nice to see. And I will say real quick that if you guys do not have the VIP, if you're not in the VIP and you're thinking about getting into the VIP and you're like, I don't know, man, I don't know if I should get in for the weekend, I do want to say, guys, even though a lot of entries have been sent out already, I'm still going to be sending out so many entries going into this weekend, going into Saturday, going into Sunday. And one thing that has been super successful for us is these second half plays, okay? And obviously I can only bet on second half plays when the game is actually going on. So here's an example of that. Justin Herbert and Gadsden to go under in last night's game. And you can see these guys, Justin Herbert maybe threw the ball 4 or 5 times in that second half. So these guys both went under together. Now, unfortunately, Counter-Strike did not hit for us last night, which sucks, but that's going to be that's going to happen sometimes. But you'll see very, very correlated together. Justin Herbert threw the ball maybe like 4 or 5 times. And again, if a team is winning, they're not going to throw the ball as much. If a team is losing going into that second half, they're going to throw the ball a lot more. And it's honestly a cheat code that we're still able to bet on stuff like this. And this is not something we just started this season. I've been doing this for like 20 months now, guys. And you'll see here's last year's profit. We went up 600 units. And so far since May 1st, we're up just about 160 units. And so far this year, we're up about 250 units in my VIP. All right, guys. So we have been absolutely crushing it. Leave a like and comment on this video again if you're in the VIP and you guys have been crushing it on this channel. So let's get into today's plays, which of course is going to be first of all on Onyx odds. And then I'm looking right now, I have 9 picks for you guys in college football and in the NFL. All right. So I have 6 in college football and 3 in the NFL today. The first 2 picks are going to be on Onyx odds. So technically I have 11 picks. I have 2 on Onyx and then I have 9 individual picks on PrizePicks. All right. So first 2 picks here, we have Dalton Kincaid to go under 3.5 receptions. This is what I'm locking in on Onyx. And then this one is honestly my favorite play on Onyx right here. It is Kareem Hunt at plus 360 to anytime score a touchdown, right? So all he has to do is get into the end zone, and he is plus 360. So I'm putting half a unit on this. I normally bet about 30 bucks per unit on Onyx, and I'm putting 15 on this. It's to win $70 right here, guys. So he is... I don't know what this is, but I was looking at this. I was looking at plays for today's video, and I was like, guys, Kareem Hunt to get in the end zone, we're going to get 70 bucks from a $15 entry. That seems absolutely insane. So I don't know. Maybe you agree with me. Maybe you don't, but it seems like Kareem Hunt's that goal line back. It seems like, he gets in the end zone quite a lot when you do watch him. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. And I mean, this payout just seems ridiculously high for Kareem Hunt just to score a touchdown in this game. So that is going to be the 2 plays on Onyx. Again, why am I talking about Onyx? Because they're legitimately the best app to make free money on. And what do you mean by free money? I mean, you can legitimately make a free $100, actually $115 today on Onyx odds by signing up with my code detective. All you have to do is sign up for Onyx odds, use my code detective, just text me right here the word Onyx to my number on the screen. I'll get you signed up with Onyx odds, guys, and I will get you guys into the VIP for a free month by doing so, and you will get $115 of free picks on Onyx odds. All right, so one of my subscribers signed up for Onyx odds. I've probably gotten like dozens and dozens of you guys sign up for this over the past week. It is super, super simple to do so. It takes maybe 5 minutes. And one of my subscribers did screenshot his account after, and you'll see here, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 free $25 entries, and then you get 1, 2, 3 free $5 entries. So that equates to $115 of free picks. Think about that, guys. Think about if someone just handed you a free $115 to bet with this weekend, and you'd be you would not be very smart if you just left that on the table there. So do not leave this on the table, guys. Get Onyx odds. It is legal in most states. All these states in the purple, it is legal. You guys can also get signed up for REBET, for Better, and for Underdog Fantasy, which Underdog Fantasy is also running a very, very similar promo. So all these apps are legitimately throwing money at you right now. This app, Underdog Fantasy, is play 5, get $100. Again, all you have to do to sign up for these apps is text me the word underdog to my number on the screen, and I'll make this month of VIP very worthwhile for you, because again, the past 2 weeks alone, we have gone up close to 100 units, which means if you're a $10 sports bettor, if you put $10 in every play, you'd be up $1,000 on my VIP, guys. All right. I don't know how much easier it can get, right? So let's get into today's play, and let's start with the college football plays. All right, guys, let's start with the college football plays, and then let's get into the NFL plays. So the first college football pick of the day, if you've watched this channel these weekends that I do give out these plays, you're probably not surprised by this. We're taking Haynes King under, baby. That is one of my favorite plays every single week. I always love to take him under, and he always hits under for us. The only time that he went over was Wake Forest, and I don't believe I took him under that week. I think every other week I've taken him under, and he always loves to go under for us there. So again, no guarantees in betting. I'm not here to guarantee anything, but I love to take Haynes King under. Why do I like to take Haynes King under? Because when he plays teams that they are going to beat, like Syracuse, they're very likely to beat Syracuse. They play a style of football where they run the football a lot, and Haynes King runs a lot. They kind of play like the Philadelphia Eagles, right? So they love to run the ball. They love to run the ball with the quarterback, Haynes King. And when they're winning a game, they just shut down. They shut down the game, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean they shut down the game, they slow down the game, and they run the ball over and over and over again to go ahead and win that game. So Haynes King versus Duke, I didn't even see him throw in the fourth quarter, honestly. He did actually, now that I think about it, I think he had like 180 yards going in that fourth quarter, but they were winning by like 14 points. So I knew that they would not throw the ball. So Haynes King under, that's honestly been a staple of this channel. The second play is going to be, actually, let's skip this one, and I'll talk about that one at the end because that's a first half play. The second play here is going to be Marcel Reed, and we are going to take him over 25.5 pass attempts, okay? I think this is a extremely soft line. I don't know why these books think that Marcel Reed cannot throw the football. I'm a Texas fan, so it hurts for me to say this, but Marcel Reed is really, really that guy. He is very, very good. He can run the ball, he can pass the ball, and they honestly pass the ball quite a lot. The thing about A&M, guys, is they either have like a crazy, crazy offensive game, or they have a really, really bad game. And, most of the time this year, they've had a really, really strong offensive game where it's like 40-40, like that Notre Dame game, like the Arkansas game they just played. The only real game that they didn't do very well was this Auburn game. This Auburn game down here, they really didn't do very well, but this should be a close game versus LSU, which is going to mean a lot of passing. And Marcel Reed is, again, hopefully going to be on his A game. Now, I do also really like his fantasy score. Again, similarly to what I just said, he normally goes way over this. He can run, he can throw, he passes touchdowns, he runs touchdowns. The only game of concern was his Auburn game, but that I think was honestly just kind of a one-off. So I do also like his fantasy score. I'm going to slightly lean his pass attempts just because I think it's a little bit less like touchdown reliant than fantasy score is. So I'm leaning his pass attempts. If you do want to take his fantasy score, you can also do that. I think this should be a really big game. Last year is an absolute shootout with LSU winning and then A&M coming back at the very end of the game. It's a night game. I think at A&M too, because last year I think it was at LSU, or maybe I'm getting that reversed. But anyway, I'm taking Marcel Reed over pass attempts. The third play is going to be Avery Johnson, and I'm taking him under pass yards, okay? Now, I am taking him under pass yards because Kansas, who they are playing, is actually really strong against the pass. They're like decently strong against the pass, all right? You'll see here, they're kind of in this like top percentile, this top like 25 percentile. You'll see here, they're kind of along with like the Longhorns and like Florida State and stuff like that. So they're in like the top like 25th percentile. They're nothing crazy, but they're pretty strong on defense, on passing. But what I really, really like is you'll see if I sort by rushing yards per game, they are very, very weak against the rush. Okay, they're down here in like the bottom 15 to bottom 20 teams in all of college football. And if you look at this list of college football teams, you're not seeing very good college football teams, right? You're seeing a lot of group of 5 teams. You're not seeing that many power conferences. They are really, along with Arkansas and Colorado, they are like the worst Power 5 rushing defense in all of college football, okay? So what do I think Kansas State's going to do? I think Kansas State is going to run the football all over Kansas. Avery Johnson, also kind of one of those Haynes King type quarterbacks, where if he gets going in the run game, he's going to run a lot. That obviously is going to make me favor kind of his rush yards a little bit. Now, I honestly hate taking quarterback rush yards in college football because if you don't know, rush yards and sacks count as negative rush yards, okay? So I don't want a guy running back 20 yards and that counts as negative 20 yards and now I'm working up a hill the whole time. So I'm just going to take Avery Johnson under pass yards. And again, you know, these guys, they honestly don't pass much in Kansas State. The only time they really did is versus Baylor, and this was an absolute shootout of a game, which again, a shootout could happen in this game for sure, but I'm just going to take him under there. Now, rounding this out, and we actually still have 3 more plays here in college football. Is going to be Jonte Cook over. So this is going to be along with this Georgia Tech game. Again, I just mentioned that Georgia Tech is probably going to run the ball a lot because they're going to be winning. Now, what Syracuse do, they throw the ball a ton, and they're probably going to be losing this game, so they're going to be throwing the ball a ton, and the more throws to Jonte Cook, their number 1 receiver. And again, he's just a very, very solid receiver that has gone over quite a lot. Now, this last play here, actually I have two more plays in college football. This play here is going to be a little bit of a lean just because I think this line is very, very low. It is Kenyon Sadiq on Oregon. Very, very strong tight end, probably the best tight end in the nation. This is very low for him. And the only reason it's a lean is because this does go against some of the principles of betting that I have, which one of the principles of betting is when I take an over, I really want it to either be a close game or I want the team to be playing from behind a lot. Now, obviously, Oregon versus Wisconsin, Oregon is probably not going to be playing from behind a lot. They're probably going to win by like 30 to 40 points in this game, causing them not to throw the ball very much going into the 3rd and 4th quarter. But I think this guy is so talented and he's good enough to get this line even in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd quarter alone here. And actually, that's making me think that maybe I should just take him in the 1st half and call an audible here. Is Sadiq here? Is Sadiq in the 1st half? Looks like he is not. So yeah, he's not in the 1st half plays. So unfortunately, we're just gonna have to take his full game and go with it here. So his full game play right here. Now, Carson Beck is actually the other play of the day here. And again, I'm going to explain my reasoning. Now, it's probably cut off, but what I want you guys to do is go over to college football 1H. And that means college football 1st half. And you'll see everyone's 1st half passing yards. And if you've never been to this section of PrizePicks before, well, welcome in because it's an absolute gold mine, honestly. And we bet a lot of these on the VIP. And I'm going to scroll all the way down to Carson Beck. Hopefully he's still on the board. Yeah, he's right here. Carson Beck over 1st half pass yards. And why am I taking him only over in the 1st half? Well, just because what I said about Sadiq is also true with Miami, right? Miami has the potential to win this game by 24, 30, 35 points, okay, versus Stanford. Now, if they're up by 25, 30 points going into the 4th quarter, they are not going to pass very much. Carson Beck's going to just shut it down. He's going to run the ball a lot. They might even put up a backup quarterback in. But in that 1st half, they're going to pass a ton, and Miami is a very, very explosive offense with 2 very, very explosive receivers, Tony and CJ Daniels, and I am taking Carson Beck over to the 1st half pass yards all day. Now, if you guys have watched this channel enough, you probably know that I like to also pair that up with a receiver in the 1st half to go over, but unfortunately, there is no Miami receivers on the board right now, or I definitely would do that, okay? So, for some reason, there's no Miami receivers on the board in the 1st half, but I would definitely pair that up with a Miami receiver. I'm going to be looking at that all day to try to pair up a receiver with Carson Beck if I could, but this is what I'm going with, guys. By the way, last week I had, I think, 5 plays in college football. We went 4-1. So we hit 4 out of 5 of the college football plays last week. You'll see here, Haynes King under, Marcel Reed over pass attempts, Avery Johnson under, Jonte Cook over, Sadiq over, and then Carson Beck over, over 1st half pass yards. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and lock that in just for tracking purposes. And then let's go ahead and get into the NFL plays. Before I do so, I just want to mention something very quick that I forgot to talk about in today's video. But there's going to be a link in the description that pretty much says get more of my free plays. It'll take you to my landing page. I am also opening up a couple of spots on my weekend pass where you'll just get all of my plays from Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Okay, so first of all, this is a very, very important page to be on because everyone who's watching this video right now should be on what's called my free plan. It's completely free. All you do, I think there's literally one box and you just put your phone number in. That's all it is. And I'm not going to send you anything. All it is it's automated text messages of my plays. Whenever there's discounts, whenever there's free picks, whenever there's just stuff going on that I want to give you guys more value, I send it out to this group right here. It's a free plan. I have over like 2,000 to 3,000 of you guys on it. So get it. It's completely free. I actually cashed one of the tacos. It was the Luka Doncic taco. We cashed a 3-man on Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that with that Luka taco. And this was sent out to my free plan, completely free, and my Twitter. So get on that. But if you scroll down here to the weekend pass and you click purchase here, this will be the first link in the description that you guys can click on. I am actually offering this weekend pass where you guys will get all my plays Saturday, Sunday, and Monday if you do want to try out the VIP. Again, like I said, we send out a lot of second half plays. So you're going to get a ton of plays this weekend. You're going to get bombarded with plays. There'll probably be like 40 plays throughout the weekend that you guys will have. And again, it is normally $50, but if you apply promo code COOK, and you press apply, then this will take it all the way 75% off for just $12.50 right here. And you'll get all of my weekend plays for just $12 right here. So go ahead and do that too. Again, the first link in the description will take you that. This has 10 spots available. So 10 spots before it's gone. And you guys will be able to lock that in if you do kind of want to just try out the VIP for a weekend and see how we roll there. So before I lose my voice, let's go ahead and get into the NFL plays. Now, I'm going to run through these pretty quick. So that was 6 college football plays. I have 3 NFL plays for you guys, all right? So first play is going to be Turpin on the Cowboys, and I'm going to take him under 1.5 receptions, all right? I don't know why that just went away, but it did. I'm going to take him under 1.5 receptions. Again, you have CeeDee Lamb back. You have Pickens back. It's a very crowded room. You have Ferguson back, and you're playing a very, very strong Denver defense, okay? I'm taking Turpin under. I'm taking Josh Jacobs under. I am taking him under rush attempts versus Pittsburgh, okay? So they really have not utilized Josh Jacobs very well against some of these teams. Against Arizona, he only gets 13 carries. I think he is going to go under against the Steelers. They have a really, really strong rush defense and a really strong defensive line. And then the third play, I know these are probably like not very popular plays, right? Because a lot of unders on kind of well-known or star players, but I am also taking under on Emeka Egbuka 5.5 receptions, all right? Now, I know this is going to be a very unpopular play, but all I will say is look on FanDuel, look on Underdog Fantasy, look on DraftKings. All of these guys have him going way under 5.5 receptions, all right? So that is how you need to bet. You need to bet smart sometimes. Even though Emeka Egbuka, I think he's a great rookie, I think he's a great player, 5.5 is straight up too high, and you can look at any sportsbook across the world, and they will have him favored him going under 5.5 instead of over 5.5. All right, these are the plays on football on NFL here. It is Turpin under receptions. It is Josh Jacobs under rushing attempts, and it is Emeka Egbuka under 5.5 receptions. All right, guys. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations on that jersey giveaway win. And again, like, comment, subscribe on this video, and comment who you want to see on the next jersey giveaway. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's have another banger of a weekend, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.